What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to this edition of TSR Live. Today, obviously, we have a special guest, Illimitable Man, founder of IllimitableMan.com. You guys can follow him on Twitter at Illimitable Man, and be sure to bookmark his website where he also offers consulting. You guys can support him on Patreon at patreon.com/Illimitable Man, and I'm going to go ahead and paste the link into the chat. I'm going to go ahead and spam it here for you. Give him some time. Ah, there we go.
We know what's on your mind, Donovan.
How you doing, man? It's been far too long, brother.
Far too fucking long, my man. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I'm doing good. I'm doing good, man. I'm very happy to see that your channel's growing and your Patreon's growing, man. It's good because you've been putting in work for fucking ages, so it must be nice to get some recognition finally for all your for all the fucking man hours you've put in.
Yeah, I started that when I started this thing. I was doing one recorded episode per week, just one a week. I think it was every Saturday or every Sunday or something like that. And then I decided, okay, well, let's do this on a daily basis. And then so I started putting out daily podcast. And then I got the idea, you know what? It's time to show my face. So on Labor Day, I started showing my face, and my channel has exploded. I've got nearly 5,000 subscribers. I got put in YouTube jail. Of course.
Dude, you've been in Twitter jail.
Oh my God.
You've been in fucking YouTube jail.
Man, I got priors, man. I'm a convicted internet felon, man. Multiple convictions on my record. But things are going great. What you been up to, man? How's the site progressing? What are you working on these days?
Man, I haven't posted in a while, actually. I think my last update was maybe around three. Yeah. It was the TRT post, but I think it was about around 3 months ago when I published it. Generally, I try to publish something every month, but clearly that hasn't been the case recently. I have with my mind. The problem with my mind is I'll be working on something, all right, and I'll develop the idea. And then I'll get another idea that will just like fucking invade my focus. And then I'll move to that idea and record that idea. And then that just fucking carries on ad nauseum. So then I end up with like 35 different notepad files open that all say a bunch of shit. And I'm like, which one do I which one do I develop more and polish up so it can be published?
Yeah, you're the type of guy. It's funny. I was actually just on a podcast with O'Shea Duke Jackson, and he wants an article from you badly. But I told him, I said, look, I'll mention it to him. I said, but I am as the kind of guy, like he's that one silversmith who lives in the Andes Mountains, who makes the most glorious sword. Listen, I said he spends time in this cave and he makes the most glorious swords in all the land, but he only makes one every 3 years. Right? So you can't rush perfection.
I'll tell you something, dude. I'm the kind of guy, even after the essay is published,
you'll still go in and pick at it.
People probably don't notice, but like two hours after the essay is published, I'm there making minor adjustments.
That's right.
There should be a comma there. Oh, that's a redundant word. Or I could use a better adjective here. Like I go for a fine-tooth comb through my shit, man. And that doesn't mean I don't. That doesn't mean I don't miss things, because I know I miss things. Like if I publish something tomorrow and I edit it as best as I can, and then and I'll go over it like say 10 times, and I'm like, okay, it's pretty good now, right? And then I go view it in a month, I'll find a typo or an error or something that's just shitty straight away that I didn't notice right at the beginning, even though I was heavily analyzing it and trying to edit it. So yeah, dude, you never, if you take your art seriously, you never get a fucking break. And
that's exactly right.
You're a tyrannical dictator to yourself. It doesn't matter that other people say, oh yeah, that's really good or whatever. That doesn't matter. If you can see the flaws, it's gonna piss you off, even if no one else can see. If you can see something that you fucked up on, or something that could be a bit better that you didn't see before, it's going to drive you crazy, man. And that's certainly me. Drives me fucking crazy.
Well, listen, it's your name, man. You know what I mean? When you put something out there, your work, your art, podcasts, etc., that is a direct reflection on you as a person. So you want to make sure that whatever you put out is as close to representative of who you are as humanly possible. And even then, and listen, I'm the same way, especially with my articles on Return of Kings and Negromanosphere. Like, even after it publishes, I'll go in and I'll, just like you said, I'll put in, an apostrophe here or a comma there, whatever the case may be. Now, I'm probably not as obsessive about it as you are, because I got a lot, dude, I got a lot of things going on, but yeah, I'm much the same way. Like, listen, anytime you put your name to something, when you put something out for the masses, you have to take pride in your work, man. This is what men do. This is the difference between us and everybody else.
Well, I think there's two kinds of business model. There's exploit the biases and the general ignorance of the masses to maximize profit, and then there's make your art as good as it can be. Like, for example, it would not be hard for me to write a 500-word article, at least, let's say, every week,
right?
That appeals to people's biases, and just keep doing that, and build up momentum in that way. But if I did that, I wouldn't be. That, to me, that's not writing. That's business. Like, it's in business, you bullshit people. I'm not saying you only bullshit people, but I'm saying that you do whatever makes money, and it just so happens that bullshitting motherfuckers makes money, right? It's not like there's not integrity in business. If having deep core values undermines your bottom line, you don't have them, because you're pursuing profit, because profit is your number one fucking goal. Now, anyone who's followed me for any amount of time can clearly see that even though I make money, profit is not my number one goal, because if it was, I would be posting more often, and the quality of the things I do post would be fucking lower. And I'd already have a fucking book out, and that shit wouldn't even be a paperback. That would be a fucking that'd be an ebook full of typos, and it'd be like 100 pages, and it'd be like $15.
Right. Again, right. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you wanted, like just like you said, there's the exploitive model where you put out a bunch of crap that may or may not fit the bill, or you can put out good shit.
I can't do it. I'm not gonna lie. I can't do it. I've contemplated it. I'm not gonna say I'm this like bastion of moral integrity who's just like beyond any. I'm not saying that. I have contemplated it, but I can't do it, dude. I just can't do it, because it's not true to the art. I never thought I would be a writer. I never thought it. Never. It was never my goal or intention. It just somehow happened. And like, here's the thing: when I talk about writing, I come across as someone who has a very obsessive and kind of compulsive personality. But this is not. That's because I care about it. That's because I love it. That's because I'm passionate about it, and I hope that translates in the quality of what I produce. However, that's not a general personality characteristic of me. I'm not generally obsessive and compulsive, but when it comes to writing, Jesus Christ, dude.
Hey, listen. I mean, and again, different people are cut from different cloths in that regard. Some people are, and it's funny because a lot of times guys like you, oh, he's obsessive compulsive. Well, yes, especially when it comes to writing. Yes, I am
with my art. Yeah,
yes, absolutely. Like definitely.
Like you'd expect a decent boxer to be kind of obsessive and compulsive about the moves that he pulls off, and the timing and the training for that. Because that's what he identifies with, that's what he cares about, that's what he's good at. And applies to anything: writing, boxing, whatever the fuck your skill is. It could be anything. It could be fucking blacksmithing.
Listen,
or hunting, or it could be anything.
A silversmith who puts out a sword every 3 years. Who uses
Hey, it's in 3 months, dude, not 3 years. But I feel you.
Gentlemen, you are listening to TSR Live with special guest Illimitable Man. We are presented by Happy Hippo Herbals, home of the highest quality kratom on the planet. If you guys are looking for a caffeine-free energy boost with laser focus and an enhanced mood for hours, look no further than Happy Hippo Kratom. They've got over 24 strains available at rock bottom prices. And for a limited time, guys, you can save an additional 25% off when you pay with Bitcoin. This includes your shipping, guys. So go to happyhippoherbal.com today and take the first step in increasing your productivity and elevating your mood. That is happyhippoherbals.com. I actually got a question via email yesterday to the both of us, and it's from Is Why Not, and I think he's a frequent listener of the both of us. He says, hello, Donovan and I am. How much weight do you put in anecdotal evidence from other people and from yourself for reasoning? What does it take for you to discard your own anecdotal experience? That's a very good question.
So I think the weakness of anecdotal evidence is its representativeness. So just because it happened to you doesn't mean it happens to everybody else. So that's the weak part of it. That's why you shouldn't listen to it. That's why it's bullshit. The strength of it is it's legitimate. It happened to you. There's no airs and graces. There's no artifice. It's true, and it fucking happened. So you're legitimate when you derive inferences from it. So basically, strength is it's true. Weakness is just because it happened to you doesn't mean it's happening to everybody else. That's how I see it. Like in the academic / scientific world, anecdotes aren't sufficient evidence, yet some shitty study with a flawed fucking methodology is.
Right.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you about that.
Right. And to me, this is akin to red pill truth. A lot of times, and one thing that I like to say a lot is that some lessons can be taught, okay? In other words, some lessons can be taught to you, but most of them have to be learned. So
definitely.
And the difference is and I get a lot of emails from guys who say, hey, Donovan, I've got a buddy of mine who's going through some bullshit with his woman. How do I tell him about the red pill? And I always have to let him know, listen, you can't do it. The red pill only sinks in for men who seek it out. That's what it is.
You can't convert people, even if you can't. You can't do it. They've got to be ready.
No, I totally agree. To put my spin on the answer is I think you have to do a little bit of both. I think you have to, obviously, your own experiences teach you the most about life. It doesn't matter what anybody tells you. But some people, listen, some guys are lucky. They either grow up, they have a red pill father, or they grow up in a household like me where I had a front row seat to the duplicitous, sexual strategy of women. And I've used my own mother as an example. So I got a front row seat to that. Even still, I didn't get it. I was still raised to believe that women were a certain way, even though my own mother had showed me for years and years and years that women were not the way she was telling me that she was acting. I still had to learn that lesson. Despite having been taught this lesson, I had to learn it on my own. So while it's important to take advice from others that are getting are living a beneficial and living a good life, you also have to you have to place more weight on your own experiences, and you have to be honest about your own experiences. You can sit here and say, well, look, my experiences are this, that, and the third, but if you see that you're getting shitty results from them, then you have to be honest with yourself and say, okay, maybe there's something to what these people are saying, and based on my personal experiences, I can now confirm that.
I don't know what we would call it, perhaps experience bias or something.
Yeah, experiences. You're right. I think you're right. Is confirmation bias? I don't know, but you're right. You're right.
Right. Well, okay. So confirmation bias is you expect something. You expect a specific outcome or conclusion or result, and you interpret whatever comes your way as supporting. Like essentially, you already have a conclusion, and any data that comes your way supports your conclusion. You deceive yourself. You find a way to make it support your conclusion.
Right.
So let's say you're out at a bar, right? And and let's say a couple are at the bar for some reason, fuck knows why, but a couple's in a bar, right? I mean, they shouldn't be in a fucking bar because they're a couple, but hey, you know, people do dumb shit. So there's a couple in a bar. The girl walks away from the guy. Maybe she's going to the restroom, but you're like, yeah, she's ignoring him. You know, like you find a way to like, you just find a way to interpret the information in front of you in a way that conforms and confirms the things you already think. So you already have a conclusion. You're not open-minded. You're not looking at the information in a way that makes you think and then come to a conclusion. The conclusion is already established, and everything you see just supports it. And even if it intuitively shouldn't support your conclusion, you find a way to make it support your conclusion. Like you're gaming yourself. You're selling to yourself.
That's where a lot of listen, this is where a lot of men go wrong in life, is that confirmation bias thing. Like they and it's almost like they want to.
Women can never do wrong. Yes, they can never do wrong. But you know why she fucking cheated on you? Because you're an asshole. Not because she's an asshole, because you're an asshole.
That's right.
It's always your fault. It's always your fault. You're an asshole. She wouldn't have cheated on you if you weren't an asshole. You know, that's confirmation bias.
There you go. That's exactly right. Guys, listen, if you have comments, if you have questions, comments, need advice, or guidance about anything pertaining to male improvement, like girls, game, finance, fitness, put it in the chat and we'll answer your questions. You can also come on air by clicking the link I'm getting ready to put in the chat. Now, if it doesn't let you on for whatever reason it gives you, you're going to have to try another account, because Google is temperamental like that sometimes. Maybe your settings are off. Maybe
I don't trust Google.
Yeah, well, right. I mean, this is just how it is. But maybe it has something to do with something else. But a lot of times people have to use different accounts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the... I'm going to spam this. This is the link for the Hangout. If you click on that link, you will come on live with us, okay? I'm going to mute you. If you come on here and start running off at the mouth before I introduce you, who you are, I'm going to boot you off.
Something just struck my mind. You said O'Shea Duke Jackson wants an article for me for Negro Manosphere, I think.
Yeah, he does. And the reason he does is because I've told him that you are as well, you're from the UK. And
I think my accent makes that obvious.
Obviously, yes, believe it or not, O'Shea, he's a British guy. I didn't know if you noticed this or not, but you happen to be extraordinarily objective when it comes to matters of race. And it doesn't matter who your audience is.
I get hate for that, man.
You do, but guess what, man? This is what it's about. And next week, you and I are going to have a we're going to have a serious conversation, and I think it's going to be a good one. But yeah, that's the reason.
We will have. I think next week's show we do.
Yep.
Purely because it will be racially orientated. It will be fucking lit. But
that's right. Yes, it will.
I never say things like, this is the thing. I don't say things like, oh, this race, let's say, I don't know, I'll say a race, and this is actually a racist statement, but nobody's going to care because they're such a global minority. If I say, if I say Inuits are a bunch of cunts, nobody cares because they're fucking Inuits.
Right.
And there's probably no Inuit listeners, and they have such a small population. But the reason I'm saying this is that I don't say things like that. Like when I upset people for saying things that are racially related, and by the way, it's not fucking worth it. There's no money in speaking the truth about racial differences. No money. All there is hatred and people who want to fuck you up.
That's right.
Like that's all there is. You're not gonna make any money speaking the truth about race. You won't. Like there was a book that came out in the early to mid 90s called The Bell Curve. I think when was it? 94? It was around that kind of time. It was somewhere around the mid 90s, and basically it looked at like IQ differences between races and also between family types, okay, so not IQ differences between family types, but success metrics based on family type. So, like for example, people from single mother families generally speaking, perform far worse in life than people who come from a household where there is both a man and a woman.
That's right.
Right. So anyway, so this book cites all these truths, right? So you've got the feminist truth, and then you've got like the racial truths. Like it points out the IQ differences between numerous races, and it does so in a very in a far less offensive way than I ever could. It's very scientific. It tries to be objective, and it provides data and whatever. And the motherfuckers who wrote that book got so much shit. Just literally just for communicating the truth. They didn't say anything prejudiced or biased or horrible. They're like, this is the data. These are our findings. These are the inferences we take from our findings based upon the data. Right? They tried to be as objective as fucking possible, and they got a ton of shit. And there's so many rebuttals online, and those rebuttals are just people who are fucking triggered because they've encountered the truth and they don't like what the truth's telling them. The rate, I'm telling you, dude, the racial IQ red pill is fucking way more hate inducing than the gender red pill. It's not fucking, it's just not worth it. There's no money from it. And even to this day, so the Bernstein and Murray wrote the bell curve, and they still get called racist to this day. And they never said anything like, oh, fuck all the Chinese or fuck all the blacks or whatever. They don't say ignorant shit like this. They have data. They're scientists. They interpret the data. And to this very day, they get called racist motherfuckers, literally for telling the truth. It's abominable. It's abominable, man. It's disgusting.
Everybody claims to want to know the truth until
they don't want to know.
No, they don't.
They don't want to know, dude. Trust me, they don't want to fucking know. They don't want to know. They want to hear things they perceive help them. That's it. They don't want to hear the truth, man. They don't care about that shit.
Listen, people, and again, this is where that confirmation bias comes in. But when something flies in the face of that confirmation bias and tells them unequivocally, hey, this isn't really how it is, that's when they lose their shit.
People don't like having their illusions shattered, and fair enough. It's a traumatic. It's quite, on a human emotional level, I understand if any illusion in any area that you hold, and obviously if you hold an illusion, you're not self-aware that it is an illusion. Like, you think it's real, you think it's true, right? So if you hold an opinion or belief or whatever, and you're not going to hold it thinking it's not true. If you believe it, you by default think it's true. If it's shattered, if someone presents you evidence which disproves what you believe, it's gonna fuck with your head. So I understand why people get upset. I understand.
Listen, you know what? I understand why fat girls get upset about the fact that men of value prefer thin women. That doesn't negate the truth. Right?
The fat acceptance movement is a fucking joke, man.
Listen, well, of course it is, but I say all the time on my show that all things being equal, white girls prefer white men. White guys are almost every woman's type, and I get
that's weird. I don't understand why that is, man.
It's a social thing, right?
Maybe in Western countries, because Western nations are founded by white people.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh well, the Native Americans they're indigenous to America. Yeah, but did they have a constitution? Did they build all these great buildings?
Listen, the first president of the United States was George Washington, dude. That is wrong. Get out of here with that. Like, come on, let's not get PC with it. But yes, over here in the West, white women prefer white men and women are hive-minded. This is why they prefer white men, at least as of now. But when you have women out here like the Kardashians, who are highly influential in Western culture, they do nothing but date and fuck black dudes. So
yeah, I noticed that. All the Kardashians just seem to date black guys.
They all date niggas, and so They do. And so
Kardashians date niggas.
You know what I'm saying? And so what I think what will eventually happen is, who knows? I don't think black men are ever going to be at the top of the sexual food chain as far as the long-term provisioning thing, but as far as like a short-term fling, when white girls come on to me, or if I start fucking a white girl, dude, she is not thinking about the white picket fence. She's not thinking about our honeymoon. She's not thinking about the
orgasm.
She's thinking about the orgasm. She's thinking about the status.
She's thinking of the pussy.
Hey, look at me. I'm dating a black guy. But unless and she could fall in love with me, but it's not likely, because when she gets to marrying age, listen, I'm telling you, when she gets to marrying age, which means she's ridden the cock carousel. Well, you don't notice because interracial dating is far more accepted.
Well, I guess I don't know it because I'm not black, so I don't.
Yep, there you go.
I can't have that fucking metaphysical experience.
Listen,
so wait, are you saying a white chick can't really love you because you're black? Is that what you? I mean, I don't know what you're saying, man.
No. What I'm saying is this: is when I first start messing, like if I were to start messing with a black girl, then, or you know what? Let's put it in this context. If a white girl gets with a white guy, okay, she's thinking about she's thinking about potentially a future with him. She's thinking, okay, what are my kids going to look like?
It's a long-term strategy.
And there you go. But when a white girl hooks up with a black guy, she's not necessarily thinking about anything long-term. She's thinking about things that are short-term. Now, if she can eventually grow to love him, and then she starts entertaining thoughts of that. But those aren't the first things on her mind when she gets with men who look like me. This is where I'm talking about the sexual food chain in terms of a white girl's preference. White girls want to marry white guys because it's more socially acceptable. Most white women marry white guys, and that's how this thing goes.
I would expand that to say that people from any race are more inclined to marry those from the same race as them, because it's more acceptable, and because the baby they have will look more like them. Like people have a big, like, if you have a child that looks nothing like you, how does that make you feel?
I think that's
let's say you had a child, like, so this is going to piss some people off, but African genes are quite dominant, right? It doesn't matter who Africans breed with.
Right.
They can breed with any race. The kid is probably going to look quite African. It's like Barack Obama, for example. He is 50% fucking European. He's a 50% white man. People call him black. Right? Well, they call it the one drop rule.
Hey, listen, this is exactly how it is. And
right,
so
but imagine, let's say Asian genes were the most dominant. You go with an Asian woman, you had a kid, and your kid looked Chinese.
Well, listen, Tiger Woods, right? His father is black and his mother is Thai, but the black genes.
He looks black.
Exactly. And here's the thing:
it's light skin. He's not like full blood African.
No.
But he still looks black. Yeah.
Another thing that I would say about wanting your kids to look like you, as far as a woman is concerned, I think a woman is naturally submissive in every way.
Yes.
Okay. So if her kid doesn't look anything like her and looks completely like the father, she's okay with that because she knows she had the kid. But
she conceived. Yeah.
That's exactly right. But it's the white girl's parents, it's the white girl's grandparents that want the kids to look like them. And that's where the hive-minded sheep thing goes with white girls. They see them. Listen, they've been thinking about getting married their whole lives. A little white girl who's 5 years old, they start thinking about marriage as soon as they become cognizant of the world around them. They're never thinking about black guys. They're only thinking about white guys because that's what they're surrounded with. Well, this isn't right or wrong. This is how it is.
Shouldn't okay, well, let me put this to you. Shouldn't black girls be thinking, like, when they're imagining like their ideal outcome in life, they have a fantasy or whatever, shouldn't black guys be like the main focus of their fantasy? Like when they fantasize, they shouldn't be thinking, oh, I'm gonna get myself a white guy and we're gonna have a great life. No, a black girl should be thinking, oh, I'm going to be a black guy and we're going to have black babies and we're going to have a great fucking life. Like the point I'm trying to make is that I think it's natural for people to believe that their best outcomes are with those who are who are of them, you know, from like a Chinese woman is probably imagining, like, this is the thing, like I've been told that apparently Asian women prefer white guys, and you're telling me I think you're trying to tell me the black chicks prefer white guys, and it doesn't make sense to me. Like,
well, no, well, the reason, and again, listen, here's the thing. Like I said, white guys are at the top of the sexual food chain. They're almost everyone's type. If white men started to show black women much more attention, guess what? They would be dating white guys. I am. Consider this.
Black women are the Asian men of the female world.
There you go. That's exactly right.
I'm not trying to be an ass.
No, listen, this is how it is. Listen, you think of the highest value black women here in America, right? Serena Williams, greatest.
They're all light skins though, like Beyonce, aren't they? Like, they're not.
Listen, it doesn't matter. Paula Patton married and divorced Robin Thicke. He's a white guy. Iman, okay, supermodel, dark-skinned black girl. She was married to David Bowie, a white guy. Serena Williams, dark-skinned
David
black
Bowie's
woman.
a crazy ass motherfucker, man.
He is, but the point is the higher is all things being equal, white guys are every man's type. Now that's on the beta buck side. If a white girl in America is looking for a good roll in the hay, according to what she perceives us to be, she's gonna go after a black guy. Okay, and
you don't want to be used like that, though.
I don't care.
I mean, maybe you do sometimes.
Well,
but,
listen.
I mean, like for a long-term strategy, that's a poor strategy.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. I don't care. Even if a white girl is just using me for sex, that's fine. I'm okay with that. No, I'm
using her too.
That's what I'm saying. I am more than okay with that. And I think that, and again, you and I both know and understand that women are hive-minded creatures. White men are
very much so.
Yes, and they're exalted. They are seen as the best and most attractive, and the perceived provisioning, long-term potential, all that is there. So white girls eventually think that they are going to marry a white guy, and so that's what they're going after, that fantasy. But if they want that roll in the hay, if they want to get their ass smacked, if they want their hair pulled, et cetera, they know they're going to swim to the darker side of the water. And when they do, as you guys see my dog in the background, and when they do, they're not thinking about black guys in the long term in the beginning. When a white girl gets with a black guy, she's not thinking about a marriage with him, not yet. That doesn't mean it couldn't. That doesn't mean it couldn't happen. That just means that she thinks differently about different people.
Right. I think what you're saying is it's not her primary perception. It's not that it couldn't happen, but she's not thinking that to begin with. Like, exactly. her expectation is that you're just going to fuck the shit out of her and you're probably going to leave her and whatever, or she's going to leave you, however way you want to put it. But she's not thinking, oh, this is going to last a long time, we're going to have a family and all that. Yeah. So basically it's biases.
Yes. That's exactly what it is.
It's your presupposition, so your initial presumption of someone else based on their ethnic characteristics. And that's just the fucking heuristic, right? Like you expect a Jewish guy to be kind of cunning and a decent lawyer, and an Asian guy to be good on math but not very cunning, and a black dude to be fucking jacked. Like, you know, you have these like different heuristics in your mind, like which are just expectations based on probability. And then if you engage with someone who is from the racial group or whatever that you have this expectation of, and they prove you wrong, then you adjust your perception.
Right.
But your initial perception is, oh, you know, this Chinese guy, he's probably great at math. Oh, and this black guy, oh, he's probably he's super high testosterone and has a fucking magnificent fucking, you know, he's just a savage.
20-inch, yes, he has a 20-inch dick, right? That's what you wanted to say, right?
That's what I wanted to say, but somehow I managed to fucking censor myself.
Oh my God.
I don't know how I managed that.
The only way to destroy your perception is to dive in head first. This is what gave birth to the phrase, once you go black, you don't go back. And you know, listen, it doesn't really matter, man. I don't mind being used, and I know that when I get with a white girl, at that point she's not thinking about getting married to me, or at least not yet. It is what it is, man. I'm not trying to convince anybody.
Right, but Just quickly interject. I don't think any woman, irrespective of your race, I don't think anyone's thinking about getting married from the get-go. And unless she's like 30 and she's desperate and her, her fucking fallopian tubes are shriveling.
Check this out. I would agree with you, but let me put it to you this way. White girls are thinking about marriage to white guys regardless of their age. They're thinking about marriage and long-term relationship with white guys before they are with black guys. That's
as a white guy, you're scaring the fucking shit out of me, man.
Well, I'm telling you, this is how it is. It's not to say that black guys aren't thought of as long-term, whatever, long-term relationship, but white guys are always they get first priority to a woman's long-term commitment.
I think I'm not saying you're wrong, but if say you're a black man and you hold shit down, you lead as best as you can, and you make money, and you're trying your hardest in life, and you can't let like stereotypes and biases and presumptions. You can't buy into all that shit, because it's going to change you. It's going to make you lesser than you could be. You just forget the race shit. Like as a man, if you're the best man you can possibly fucking be, women of any race are going to want you, right? If you're athletic and you're intelligent and you try to be judicious in how you judge things and how you manage things, you're going to get women of any fucking race. Like, the thing is, dude, I where I come from, nearly everyone's white, nearly everyone. So what that means is, growing up, when I grew up, I had no like recognition or awareness of race. I wasn't even aware of race. Like, if everyone looks like you don't think about race, right? Because everyone looks like you, right? It's invisible, right? You're not like, oh, this race is different from this race,
right.
Like if everyone's black or everyone's Asian, or everyone's white or whatever, if everyone looks the same as you, you're not thinking about racial differences, because you have no frame of reference or context for other races. It's just not a thing.
You know what? I'll tell you what. Your anecdotes, your personal experience. This just goes to show the difference between the American mindset in terms of race and dating and marriage and the UK. And I'm telling you, this is really how it is out here.
Well, London's very ethnically diverse. I won't give away where I'm from, because someone will probably find me tonight and either harass me or be extremely excruciatingly kind to me. Basically, just annoy the fuck out of me either way. But where I'm from is like, the white population is like 96% or something.
Right.
So rate and it used to be like 99.9%. So, where I'm from, race is not an issue or a factor. People don't give a shit about race here. People don't think about race here. Race isn't a problem. There's no racial politics here. There's no interracial dating here, because maybe there is a little bit. Like, maybe there's like 3 people somewhere. Sure. But it's not a thing, because the demographics don't support that. But yeah. People.
It's an interesting. It really is an interesting conversation, because and this is why I prefaced what I said. All things being equal, because you bring up a good point. If there's a black guy, okay, who lives anywhere in the world, if he's tall, dark, and handsome, he's in good shape. He knows who he is.
Yeah, you're a slayer. It doesn't matter that you're black. You're a fucking slayer. You're a fucking slayer.
But here's the thing.
Do you know how many white and Asian guys are fucking faggots? It doesn't matter if like. Even and loser black guys too. If you're a winner, you're a winner. It doesn't matter what your fucking race is. Yeah, okay, there are biases and prejudice that apply to your race. Like black guys commit more crime on average. Black guys have a lower IQ on average. Doesn't matter. Doesn't mean it's you. It means people may assume that of you, but if you're killing it in life, that's going to be self fucking evident.
Right, but
and you will be the exception. Like Donovan, if you're like writing books and you're like fucking, you're a great guy, you don't hurt anyone, you're making money. It's like Why would you apply? The thing about biases is they're your biases are presuppositions. So what that means is that's where you start from, right? That's where you start from. It doesn't mean where you start from is where you end. It's your initial assumption. People can prove you wrong, and if they do, there you go.
No, I totally agree. This is why I prefaced it with all things being equal. So again, I'll use my friend Paul as an example. He is as close to my equal as it gets. He is equally as good looking, makes great money. He has read
Sharpe
awareness, knows about what he's got a good. Well, actually, my beard is a little bit better than his.
Wow,
if you can believe it. But anytime we were to go out together, it was always a little bit more. It was always a little bit tougher for me to score with women because again, if you have two equal guys, one is black and one is white, girls are more likely going to gravitate to the white guy. That's how it is.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not going to tell you that. I'm not going to tell you a lie that you're wrong. I just think that it's a self-defeating way of thinking. It's kind of like a victim. I'm not saying it's wrong. Okay, I'm not telling you wrong.
Oh, no, I'm with you.
I just think that if you're aware of this and you remind yourself of this, you're not going to fulfill your greatest potential. Like it's a little bit fucking tragic, man.
No, I agree. I think it's and listen, it shouldn't be this way, but in America, this is how it is. Quick shout out to Carlos Jean. $5 super chat. He says, quote, great show and soaking in this great info philosophy. Hashtag proud Patreon. Shout out to Jamaican. Yeah, right. Shout out to Jamaican Pepper, $5 super chat. I'll
put respect on his name.
Hey, straight up respect. Put some respect on it. If you guys have any questions,
Batman style.
If you guys have any questions, comments, if you guys need advice, whatever the case may be, put it in the chat, or you guys can click on the link to come on the show live with us. Dude Watt 212 asks, does traditional PUA advice actually work for black guys who use it?
Yeah,
I'm a black guy. Yes,
works for anyone.
Of course,
doesn't matter if you're black.
Doesn't matter.
Why would it not work because you're black? I don't get
Listen,
this.
I'm here to tell you.
I don't get this shit, man. Honestly, I feel like I'm missing something.
No, listen. I grew up in the. I went to the Manosphere, and the Manosphere is written mainly
predominantly above average IQ white guys.
Right, exactly. And I did that stuff, and I did what they told me to do, and I am where I am today. That's what's supposed to.
I don't think. Yeah. I know what you're saying, man. I think the manosphere it's not full of geniuses. It's full of guys who are. I mean, there are a lot of smart guys in the manosphere, by the way.
Oh, of course there are.
I'm saying I think the average representative, like the stereotype of the average manosphere guy is a white dude who is maybe let's say 110 IQ. He's not a genius, but he's not a retard. That's how I would visualize the average manosphere guy.
Right. No. I
a white 110 IQ guy. That's how I see the average man. Literally, he's not stupid, but he's not just watch any Jordan Peterson video. He's not Jordan Peterson, but he's not he's not a fucking retard. He's just an above average intellect guy.
Listen, Turbattle says black dudes get automatic bad boy points with other races. That's
true.
Yeah, that's that assumed alpha advantage.
You know why? Because
the perception, how we're perceived in the media.
Right, but look at the crime statistics. Why have you got against this racial shit, man? Basically, you get bad boy points because people think you're violent.
Yes, that's exactly it. Listen, that's it, succinctly, right? We get bad boy points. Look, they see shit like this. They see tattoos. They see us on TV and this and that and the other. And so, especially,
I'm a big lover of hip hop, but it's a very violent music genre.
It is. And listen, because of the assumed alpha advantage, white women specifically shit test black guys as a matter of confirmation. They shit test black guys as a function of confirmation rather than actually looking for us to prove it. When a white girl shit tests a white guy, she's really paying attention, but she's already got that confirmation bias when she shit tests a black guy. Oh, yep, he's an alpha, just like I thought he was. Just like all the Kardashians in the TV shows and the movies say they are.
Okay, I have a controversial question. Why are white women more desirable to black men than black women?
That is a very good question. And
because and hang on, and I'll add on to this. Okay. White men don't desire black women.
That's right.
So it's just something I've observed. I don't want it to be true, and I would like to be wrong, but my observations say that black men, generally speaking, tend to prefer white women to black women. So I'm guessing black women are some annoying fucking bitches. Like,
yes, listen. Here's the thing. The reason why black men now prefer white women over black women is because black women are insufferable. You and I have sat here and talked about ad nauseum the fact that black women have the highest testosterone levels of any other female on earth. Like, this is how it is. You put a high testosterone female in an environment like America, and guess what? You're gonna have females who act like a bunch of fucking men. Well, masculine men don't want masculine women, and the result is black guys who have higher testosterone than the average white guys. Then guess what? We're gonna gravitate toward white girls, not because white girls are so precious and this. White girls are a dime a fucking dozen. We're more drawn to white girls now. We're more drawn to white girls now because black women they're insufferable. That's why. And big shout out to my man O'Shea Duke Jackson with the $25 super chat. So shout out to Donovan and I.
Right. Thanks for the super chat donation, O'Shea. Good shit, man.
Appreciate that.
Fucking much love. Yeah. Yeah. You raised some compelling fucking points, man. Yeah. See, I find, okay, so like I said, where I'm from, nearly like pretty much everyone is white.
Sure.
Like where I'm from, if you see a black person, they stick out because they're just rare.
Sure.
You're not used to seeing a black person. So, and trust me, most women where I'm from are fucking annoying. They're very annoying.
Really?
And
this is black women. This is black women and white girls, huh?
Extremely annoying. You have no idea, dude. They're just they just try and dominate you, but they're women. It's kind of offensive. I mean, I understand why they're doing it, but it's like, what? I'm like 6'2", and if I was a savage, I could probably kill you. And you're giving me shit. Like, what the fuck you, like, what? Like, what are you doing? Like, fucking, like, know yourself. What are you doing? Like, dude, and you're saying that black girls are annoying and they're less desirable than white girls because they're so, like, I don't know, like ball busting. And it's like, I see this in white girls because where I'm from, pretty much all the girls are white, and there's way too many of them are exactly the fucking same. It's like, what is your problem? I mean, I guess it's daddy issues or some shit. Like, oh man, Western civilization is psychologically we are technologically and economically advanced, but psychologically a very ugly place. Very ugly place.
It is, man.
I take no pride in saying that. Well, listen, no pride in saying that.
I remember a long time ago, you said to our audience, you said, look, I don't want to be right, man. I wish I was wrong. And that's the way it is. I mean, it's one of these deals. It's not like we take pride in the fact that the world is a fucked up place. We don't take pride in the fact that Western civilization, fucks up women for good, but this is how it is.
The fucked up thing is Western civilization in terms of like governance. So like the courts and the police force and Like all forms of government. So like statesmanship, statecraft, like general management of the infrastructure of civilization. I'm not saying it's not corrupt in the West, because it certainly is.
Right.
But compared to everywhere else in the world, whether it's in China or it's in Africa or it's in friggin' Latin America, it's the least corrupt here. And yet it's still fucked up.
Again,
and the thing that people from poor countries, the advantage people from poor countries have over people from rich countries is their religion. I'm not saying religion is true and correct, but I'm saying it tries to be good. Because the counter argument is that opposing religions, they go to war over religion, and that's why religion sucks, because religion is the cause of war, right?
Good.
But it's like, we would find a reason to go to war anyway. Like, we want your oil or your fucking uranium or your plutonium. It doesn't fucking matter what religion you're from. We want your shit. We're gonna fuck with you. Or the reverse. You want our shit. And you have the power to impose your desire, your will, your greed on us. You'll do the same shit. It's like on the world stage, people are like, oh, the Western countries are so evil because they colonized all these countries and they invade these countries, right? Like, they're inherently more evil because of what they've done. It's like, motherfucker, if you were as powerful as the people you hate, you would do the same shit.
Of course
you would do the same shit. You're just upset because you're not winning,
hate, man. Right? Exactly. That's why you're pissed off. You're
not inherently more moral or virtuous. Like if you had 30,000 nuclear missiles, right, and you had a shit ton of money, and let's say you're lacking in a specific resource like steel or iron or I don't know, whatever. You would do the same shit. Like, if you need that resource and there's some weak ass country that has that resource, you're gonna take it. It's nothing to do with
This is why Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait back in 1991 for Desert Storm. That's what it is.
I put mad respect on your name for that shit, for mentioning that, man.
Well,
no people.
I mean, what did you expect
I know exactly
what.
I know what you're talking about, man.
Yeah. Listen,
people, power. If you have power, you abuse it. Power corrupts. What's the saying? Power corrupts, absolutely.
That's right.
Yeah, it doesn't matter who you are. Black, white, fucking Inuit, fucking Chinese, some dude from Greenland, some guy from New Zealand. Doesn't fucking matter. You got power, you're gonna abuse it because you have it. You're gonna leverage it, and you want more because you're greedy, because you're human. That's how I see it, man.
That's human nature. That is human nature. Gentlemen, you are listening to TSR Live with special guest Illimitable Man, founder of illimitableman.com. Follow him on Twitter at Illimitable Man. Again, he is offering he offers consultation. He has a consulting service, so be sure to go to his website and check that out. Dude What 212 asks, is the Muslim influx in Europe due to women craving masculine order? That's a very good question.
They're completely. I think it happens. It's not. So when you say women, and you attribute blame to women, so I think women are complicit, but they're not the cause of the influx. So when you say women, it's like a bottoms up approach as opposed to a top down approach. So you're saying that women like voted for something and desire a thing and like a thing, and therefore it's happening. That's not why. Women aren't opposed to it. Most women aren't. Some women are. I would say a minority of women are. But it happens because the governments allow it to happen. Because like for example, like in England, a ginger-haired white dude,
okay,
who talks shit about anyone who's not white will get a couple of years in prison, whereas a Muslim guy who rapes a white girl will probably not even get a year in prison due to political correctness. That's not justice. Right. That is not justice. Is someone being an asshole about race more evil and bad than someone who physically hurts and violates another human being? But because of their genetics, because of their religion and their background, they get a lesser punishment than someone else who comes from a apparently like bad background. Like, it's fucking bullshit. It's not justice. It doesn't matter what your background is or whatever. It's not justice. And unfortunately, England is way more left wing than America.
Really?
Like, yeah, way more. People think that, like, most of my followers are American, and Americans seem to think that America is too left wing, and I agree to an extent. But what I will say is, if you think America's left wing, you do not want to come to Europe, because this is like, I think it's like some like PTSD from World War II or something. But like, for example, like in America, if you're nationalist, if you love your country, if you love the American flag, if you love America, if you support America, right? You have the stars and fucking stripes, you fly the flag in your front yard, right? There's nothing wrong with that, right? Nobody hates you.
Right.
Nobody's giving you shit for it. No one's saying, oh, you're a racist, you're a xenophobe, you're a bigot because you have the stars and stripes flying in your front yard. Nobody says that. Nobody. But in England, if you fly the Union Jack, or especially the St. George's flag, so the Union Jack is the flag you probably think of Britain, right? But Britain is comprised of a few states. The St. George's flag is the flag of England. You know, like how in America, each state has its own flag, and then you have the US flag.
Right.
So think of like the St. George's flag is like the state flag of England, right? If you fly that flag out in front of your yard, people are going to think you're a racist cunt because you have the flag of your own nation in your front yard. Like that's how left wing and lame Europe is.
Christ,
it's so far gone. I do think that the final battle for Western civilization will take place in America for two reasons: freedom of speech and guns.
Okay.
Like if someone if the police come to my house now and try and oppress me and impede on my freedom of speech and you know, I'm generally respectful to the police, but if the police come to my house now, I can't, and they abuse their power. There's literally nothing I can do about it. But if I'm American and I think you're not doing your job properly, and you're not carrying out your role, but you're actually being used as a tool of tyranny to control the population. If I'm American, I can get my gun out and I can say, "Get the fuck out of my property, or I'll fucking shoot you." You can't do that in England.
Well, yeah,
I don't think Americans value enough their ability to defend themselves and legally. So socially, if you say what you really think, you may get ostracized, you may lose money, whatever. But legally, no one can do anything again. No one can fuck with you because it's your constitutional right to speak your mind. But this is why America is a special country, because you can defend yourself physically with weaponry legally if someone comes onto your property and tries to fuck with you, and you're allowed to say what you want. There's no other country where this is true. No other country.
Listen,
not even in Europe.
Listen, what you're saying, and shout out to Freelance Ronin with a $2 super chat. He says, "I am in TSR in full effect. Great show." This just goes to show that we as Americans, we are
special people, man.
Man, I'm telling you, we are by far and away the greatest country on the face of the
greatest country. And you're also the most hated country.
Yes, of course. But the thing is we have it so good here. We have it so good here that most people here take our freedoms for granted. Okay, you think there's racism here in America? Listen, go to any soccer stadium outside of the USA. They are throwing bananas and peanuts at black players. That shit would never happen in the United States.
Right. If a black NBA player, and then that's kind of a hilarious statement because most NBA players are black.
Of course. Absolutely.
And I wonder why that is. Maybe it's a genetic advantage of some kind. But anyway, so if an NBA player goes to Eastern Europe, he's going to get shit. He's going to get called a monkey, an ape. People are going to throw shit at him. He's going to experience real fucking racism. Real racism.
People
don't like him. People don't like him because he's black. right? You rarely get that shit in America. In America, people manufacture shit for profit.
Man, I'm telling you,
for profit.
We have it, dude. Listen,
and they go, "Oh, the racism's gone underground. You know, they're still racist. They just don't show." It's like, come on, man. Go to Eastern Europe. If you're a black guy from America, go to
Eastern Europe, and you will see what real racism is.
Trust me. If you want to see white guys who don't hide or don't hide the fact they hate you, or it's not even hiding, but you just think white people in America hate you, even though they don't, and you want to experience actual white people hating you, just go to Eastern Europe. They're not going to hide it. They're going to tell you to fuck off. Like, Eastern Europeans are completely different from Western Europeans. I don't think many people fucking realize this. they have no political correctness whatsoever. They have hardly any. Almost all of Eastern Europe is white. All of it. It's like 99% plus in every Eastern European country. If you're in fucking Latvia, Estonia, Poland, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Slovenia, Serbia, fucking Ukraine, nearly everybody's fucking white. They don't give a shit, and they lived under fucking communism. They are not polite. They're very right wing compared to fucking America and Western Europe.
Dude, listen, we have it so good over here. If anybody says anything out of the way, it's, oh my God, I'm triggered. No, you guys, listen, you guys are hearing it straight from the horse's mouth, man. I am as listen, is on the front lines. He sees this shit. We have it good in America. No, that
people don't want to hear that though.
No, you don't want to hear it.
Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, the slavery shit was horrible, right? No one's gonna fucking deny that, right?
Oh, wait, we can barely hear you. It sounds like you're in the closet.
Oh, for real?
Okay, there we go. Now I can hear you. All right.
Oh, is that better? All right, cool.
Yeah.
So, like, nobody wants to be a fucking slave, right? Like, the slave shit is horrible, but it's like, were you a slave? Was your mum a slave? Was your dad a slave? Like, you gotta live your life. You can't, like for example, I don't think, well, my ancestors 100 years ago were colonizers and they just like controlled the world, and therefore I'm a boss and I own everyone. Like, I don't think like that.
Right.
So why would you think, well, because this bullshit happened to my ancestors and they were slaves, then I'm still a slave?
Reparations.
Conspiracy.
Oh, get out of here with that.
It's just toxic. It's toxic psychology. I just don't believe it helps the individual. I don't believe it. You got to believe in yourself and do your best. That's what I believe.
I got a question here. Go ahead. Go ahead. Finish. You can finish. I don't think that if you get consumed by history, I don't think it's going to help you in the now. I think it's going to make you hateful. I think it's going to make you intolerant, and I think it's going to make you feel justified and being an ass to people who have never done anything bad or evil toward you, because you judge them by how you perceive their ancestors treated your ancestors. It's not helpful for anyone. Right, like if you hold vendettas forever about shit that happened before we were born, we're going to be in infinite war. Right, we'll be in infinite war, man. And listen, there you go. It just goes to show infinite war. Wars are all waged over religion. No, if it wasn't religion, it's gonna be something else.
They'll find some other shit. Yeah, it'll be fucking race, or maybe it's like feminists versus anti-feminists, or it's fucking capitalists versus protectionists. You know, there's polarizations for everything. People always find a reason to not like someone.
Of course. I mean, this is the way it always is. I got a question here from Jeremiah Onwubuya. I don't know how to pronounce the last name. He says, hey, Donovan and I am. He says, I wanted to ask why I went to see a hooker and she was shit testing me. He claims to have listen, it gets better. He claims to have spoken to Gay Lube Oil over Skype. Okay, and he said that despite the fact that she is a whore, that she is a female first. And I would agree.
She's a female before she's a whore. Tell her that if you're paying her for her services, she should provide a professional service as expected by any fucking interaction with the free market. right? You don't get to be an annoying female if you're being paid.
Right.
Otherwise, you get a refund.
Right.
So you're being paid. You're being paid. If you want to be an annoying woman, you better provide your service for free. You don't get to be annoying and charge.
No, that's exactly right. I think that's what you should tell her. Right, listen, I can get an annoying ass bitch who's hard to fuck for free out on the streets. I'm not gonna pay for it. Like, get fuck out of here with that.
Right. So there's two kinds of expense. There's pulling up with bullshit, and there's dollars. Pick one. You don't take both. Taking both is the worst deal ever. Why would you pay in psychological, emotional bullshit and dollars at the same time? That's a shitty deal.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Hold on, I think I just got.
Man, I've missed our podcast, man.
Say that one more time.
I've missed our podcast,
man. I'm telling you, dude. Listen, we try to do it once a month, and it's like I said, man. Like it's been a whirlwind. I don't think we have done. I think the last show that we did was right before I showed my face online to everybody. That was the thing.
I don't think people expect us to get on.
No, they do not.
because we're not the same race. People expect me to hate you because you're not white, and people expect you to hate me because I'm not black.
Well, guess what, bullshit. Man? It is because it's fucking
bullshit. So who's more wait? Donovan, who's more racist? Us for speaking the truth, or them for expecting us to not get on because we're not the same race?
It's them, dude. Bullshit, man. That's how it is. Man, listen. What people don't understand is that red pill truth crosses all racial lines, man. Like
truth is truth. Truth doesn't give a shit what your race is. Truth is fucking truth. That's right. If you can deal with truth, you're powerful. Like why do I have any impact? Because I have a lower sensitivity to truth than the majority of people. And I think the same goes for you as well, because a lot of the things I've said tonight, well, I mean, it's today for you, but right. Different time zones. But a lot of the things a lot of the things we've discussed today, the average black person would get upset by a lot of things I've said. They would. And they would leave shit in the comments, and they were like, he's a fucking racist, man. Like that's like the normal thing to say.
Well, the thing is this, man, is when I first discovered the red pill, I took offense to it too. I said, God damn, this kind of sucks that I'm kind of a fucking schlub. The truth fucking hurts. Yes, I was sensitive to it, and I'm still sensitive now. And that's what makes me more, that's what confirms my red pill beliefs. I'm sensitive as fuck to that kind of stuff. The red pill is hard to swallow, man. It's not easy. You have to accept hard truths. And I think that having a heightened sensitivity to the things that are wrong with you is exactly, listen, a lot of times it just doesn't motivate people like it does certain people. The truth may hurt people and scare them away from seeking more truth and improving themselves. By the same token, if guys like you and me, we say to ourselves, all right, well, this kind of sucks. I don't like the way I feel. So how do I get rid of that feeling? How do I become the type of person that I'm not ashamed of?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's the thing. Self-improvement has mass appeal without being bullshit. That's what I like about self-improvement. Everybody can fucking relate to it.
No, I mean, of course. I mean, listen, self-improvement is self.
Exactly. It's like the least controversial thing ever. It's like, right. you want to be less shitty than you are. Yeah. Okay. Do this, and this. Oh, okay. No one's upset about it. Yeah. That's the best thing about it. I think that's the conjoining factor.
Yes. Listen, everybody wants to be a better version of themselves.
Right. Well, here's the thing. I think we assume that because we've been in this section of the internet for a long time. A lot of people are not trying to be better people.
Right.
They don't have that self-awareness. They're just living. They're just indulging their instincts. They're not trying to be better. They're not trying to improve. They're not. They just live. They don't have self-awareness. They're not trying to become better people.
No, and self-awareness is one of the most important elements to self-improvement.
Yes, exactly.
If you are not self-aware, you're not going to improve. That's just how it is. Listen, I'll use a non-red pill example. I have an anger management problem. I was getting into physical altercations a lot more than I should have. I was the common denominator, and I remember my anger management counselor telling me
it requires a lot of self-awareness to fucking admit that.
Well, that and other things, but I'm going to tell you something. What really got my attention is when I went to a Brazilian jiu-jitsu studio, and the guy's name is Alex Garcia. His name is actually Alex Garcia. His name was Alex Garcia. We got a guy in here named Alex Garcia. But I remember he was telling me, he's like, what are your experiences? Listen, I'm an above average striker, but I don't want to get hit in the face too much more. I've been in this fight and that fight. He says, I've
been hit in the face a few times, man.
Man, it fucking sucks. Dude, getting hit in the face. You don't feel it at the time, right? Because you
feel it for weeks afterwards.
Well, that's how it is. This is exact. But the one thing that he said to me that really got my attention, he says, "You want to know what, Donovan?" He says, "Yeah, you're a big guy. You're obviously big and strong. You've won more fights than you've lost." He says, "Your problem is that you're not afraid of anybody." He says, and you're going to run up on someone who is going, he said, you're going to run up on someone, you're going to fuck with the wrong person, and they're going to do some serious damage to you. He says, you can use Brazilian jiu-jitsu to increase your fighting skill and this and that and the other, but it's not going to help your anger. He says, if I were you, I would seek out anger management counseling and then come over here and do. Now, I went to a few of his classes, but he made a very good point about this. And so that took some introspection on my part. I said, holy shit, I'm right. Like, I never, like, going into a fight, it never enters my mind that this guy is going to beat me, that he has a chance to beat me. That's dangerous, man. Like, you have to listen, you got to respect your opponent. Like, dude, I'm lucky I still have my nose and my eye sockets and all my teeth. Listen, I mean, this was profound advice. So anyway, to make a long story short, I had to take a look in the mirror and say, okay, Donovan, this guy really, like what he just said hit home. So I got anger management counseling, and I haven't killed anyone in 2 years.
but before those 2 years, you fucking slaughtering all kinds of people,
dude. Dude, I was getting so many fucking, like, oh my god, dude, I fucking beat the oh my god, I beat the shit out of someone in a parking lot because he wouldn't. I had this gourmet pizza custom made at the deli, and he opened his door.
What's up, man? You're making me hungry, man.
Oh my dude, listen, if you'd have seen this pizza, you'd have fought this guy too, man. Listen,
fuck a guy for a pizza,
bruh. Listen, dude, listen. So, listen, I'm in Vegas, so it's 274 degrees outside. My pizza's cooking in my hands. So the guy opens his car door, and I said to him, hey, look, do you mind making some room? He's like, well, I'll be done in a minute, And I said, well, you didn't have to talk to me like that. And then the next thing you know, you
just felt violated and fucked them up.
And again, listen, I'm not proud of it, but I'm not ashamed of it either. But the point is that dude could have had a gun. Dude, I lived in Las Vegas, Nevada. Okay, you can walk into a pawn shop and buy and walk out there with a fucking with a 38 Glock or whatever the fuck. I mean, dude, he could have shot me. He might have been stronger. He could have beat the shit out of me. So I had to do what was necessary to get that part of me under control, and it has paid huge dividends. Men who are new to the red pill, you have to be honest with yourself. I am a fat fucking schlub. I'm fucking lazy. Something's got to change. I have to admit these hard truths to myself, and then I can start to improve, because it doesn't work.
And optimize your health.
Oh, of course.
Everything's easy when your body supports you as opposed to betraying you.
I agree. I
haven't written any articles on it, but I've tweeted it many times. So anyone who's followed me for any length of time knows it. But there are a few. I think there's three main factors in life that determine your level of success. The first is discipline. Can you make yourself do things you know you should do, but don't feel like doing? that would be that would be the first significant variable. That would be variable 1. Variable 2 would be your IQ. You can't help that. It's quite controversial. Are you a stupid person? Are you an average person? Are you a little bit smart? Are you fucking Jordan Peterson crazy super smart? Like that's the second variable. The third variable is health. So what I mean by health is energy levels. Do you have the requisite energy and neurotransmitter profiles? So people talk about motivation a lot, right? And they're like, oh, if you look at this, it'll increase your motivation. But what is motivation? Basically dopamine. If you have high dopamine levels, you're highly motivated, right? So it's like low T guys don't have a lot of dopamine because there's a strong connection between testosterone and dopamine. So higher T guys tend to have more dopamine. So testosterone is a hormone and dopamine is a neurotransmitter, but there's a connection between the two of them. So the correlation is the higher the testosterone level, the higher the dopamine. So high T guys, they want to kill it. They want to do everything. Like, yeah, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to I want to do it. I want to fucking do it. If I don't do it, I fucking hate myself. Right? Low T guys, even if they want to do it, they can't do it because they're tired.
That's right.
Because so energy, IQ, and discipline. Those are the 3 main things that govern how well or how shitty you will do in life.
I like
those 3 things.
And listen to this. No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You can finish your point. Yeah, finish your thought.
So if you're smart and you have high energy, so a smart, energetic guy, like if you have those 3 variables in your favor, you will not lose at life. Like it's just impossible. You can't lose. And it took me a long time to realize this. It actually I mean, when you say it, it sounds quite simple. It's like, oh, is he disciplined? Yes. Is he smart? Yes. Is he energetic? Yes. Right. Do you know any smart, energetic, disciplined guys who lose at life? Like, it's not a thing, right? It's not a thing. Like, if you know anyone who's making a ton of money and is doing well, they might be a bit stressed because they're working hard, right? But if they're disciplined and high energy and they're not stupid, and unfortunately that's genetic, so you don't get to choose it. They're doing well. They're doing well, dude. And those are the 3 like the foundations, the cornerstones, the pillars of brilliance. Those 3 things. Like let's say for example, you can have a really smart guy who has like no energy and no discipline. Doesn't matter how smart he is, he's not winning at life.
That's exactly.
Doesn't matter.
Right. That's exactly right.
He can be smarter than Jordan Peterson, but if you look at Jordan Peterson, he just constantly posting videos, discipline. If he's constantly posting videos, he has discipline and energy. He has both of those things.
So intelligence. So you said intelligence, energy. What was the third thing?
Discipline.
I like it, man. So the 3 most important elements, guys, to self-improvement is intelligence, energy, and discipline. And I couldn't agree more. You can be, just like you said, you can be the smartest guy in the world. If you don't have the discipline or the energy to take advantage of your intelligence, you're not going to go anywhere. You can be the most energetic person in the world. If you don't have intelligence or discipline, you're just going to spin around in circles. You can be the most disciplined person in the world. If you don't have the energy or the intelligence to pull it off, your discipline doesn't mean anything. All 3 things have to be in place. I could not agree more. That's a very good observation. I like it.
I've noticed it for a while. I've noticed this for a while. Yeah, like discipline and energy are more. There are biological things that play into it, but it's more of they're more nurture. So what I mean by that is that you can manipulate them via your desires and the substances you consume. But IQ, you can't do shit about that. If you're smart, you can't become dumb, even if you want to be dumb. A smart guy cannot become dumb, no matter how much he wants to become dumb. A dumb guy cannot become smart, no matter how much he wants to become smart. Unfortunately, it's a very incredibly genetic fixed variable. There's fuck all you can do about it.
Listen, I akin this to talent, right? And a lot of people, like for instance, you got Michael Jordan, widely regarded as the greatest basketball player ever, and he may very well be. But Michael Jordan isn't the most athletic guy to ever play basketball.
No,
that goes to guys like LeBron. LeBron
James.
He is a physical specimen. He is 6'8", 260 pounds, and he moves like a little guy.
6'8".
He is 6'8", right?
Man,
he is genetically.
I'm 6'2", and he'll make me feel like a fucking midget.
Man, I'm telling you, LeBron is genetically superior to Michael Jordan, but Michael Jordan willed himself to win. Okay,
Michael Jordan has sick ethics, like sick fucking motive. Like he has peak mindset. He has Michael Jordan's mindset. You can't fuck with it. He's brilliant. He has a brilliant mindset. I have mad respect for Michael Jordan.
Right.
You can't look at Michael, like, you know, Michael Jordan doesn't need to like invent a new machine or come up with a new idea, but if you look at how he applies his mind to his craft, to his art, very respectable, very fucking respectable.
Yeah, listen, again, Michael Jordan he had that discipline. He had that energy. Jordan is 6'6", so he's obviously built to play basketball. But then you take another guy.
Motherfucker.
Well, listen, I mean, then you take a guy like Tom Brady. Tom Brady doesn't have the strongest arm ever. He is not the most athletic guy. He's 6'4", but he's a lanky guy. He is the greatest quarterback ever because of his work ethic and discipline.
I'm just thinking of all the like 5'7" guys right now listening to our show, being like, "He's 6'4". He's doing all right."
Yeah, right. What's he complaining about?
He's effortlessly looming over all the women he's unintentionally dominating.
Oh my god, it's great. Listen to this. Truth from Troy says self-improvement is so hard most people avoid it.
Hard.
Women,
hard.
Women, especially feminists, have zero self-awareness. No, they're
don't try and impress feminists anyway.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's they'll always ask for more, right?
Women of value are not feminist.
They're not. They absolutely
for some reason this is controversial, but it shouldn't be.
Well,
it's like good women are not feminist. Good women look for a strong man and be their best. It's that simple.
No, I agree.
I agree. They find a man who they believe would protect them if they were in danger, and they attach themselves to that guy, and they do their fucking best, and they're humble. They're not egotistical. This is the thing that pisses me off about modern bitches. They're so it uncontrollably pisses me off. They're so egotistical. It's like, you're smaller than me. You have less testosterone than me,
right? And
you think you can talk shit to me? Like,
oh my god,
are you out of your fucking mind? Like, your female ancestors hate you for behaving like this. They fucking hate you. Like, what's wrong? What is wrong with you? You're deranged. If we were in the jungle, and I've said this before, if we were in the jungle and there was no police force, there was no CCTV cameras, and you spoke to me the way you just dared to speak to me, how do you think that would fucking go for you?
Man,
are you winning? Are you really winning? Is life looking good for you? It's ugly. It's so ugly. Man.
This is where I get up. This is where I lose my temper with men. Okay, men who think they can talk shit to me. Men who like a guy my size, and it's like, listen, most fights I get into is because somebody is running off at the mouth, and in my mind,
play with your name.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Play with your fucking name.
And listen, and in my mind, I think to myself, dude, I could crush you. Okay. And just because you're as big and as tall as me, that's what I'm saying. They're talking all this shit because they don't think I'm gonna do anything.
Because they think that if you retort, if you respond, you're going to jail. They're brave because they think the law is on their side. Not because they're better, not because they're stronger, because they think the law is on their side.
That's it.
That's it. You know the Purge. You know that movie, The Purge.
Yes,
there's like one day a year where the law is like suspended.
Yes, for 24 hours.
I wish we had that.
Dude, listen. Only the strong survive.
We would get rid of all the pussies in that one day. In that one day. We would get rid of everyone who has no bravery, who doesn't have the bravery to put their life on the line, but has the bravery to piss you off. We'd get rid of them all in one fucking day.
Man, listen.
And it's not a race thing. It's a person thing.
It is listen. It's a person.
We'll get rid of fucking all of them.
Listen, listen. Check this out. And I don't know if I've told you this story before, but I've told this story before, and I'll tell it to you because I don't. It's been a while since we've talked. So I'm in line at a grocery.
Too long, man.
Too long. Well, listen, I'm in line at a grocery store, and there's some girl. She's trying on some sort of hat. I think it might have been around Halloween, whatever the case may be. So now it's my turn in line, okay? And she's sitting there fucking with this hat, trying to put it on, and I'm an impatient motherfucker. And so I said to the girl, I said, "Look, can you go ahead and check me out?" And then that's what.
Can you hurry the fuck up?
Yes, right. And so this skinny fucking kid, dude, this kid couldn't have been 17 years old. A buck 15 soaking wet. He says to me, he says, "You don't have to talk to her that way." Oh yes. Listen. I turned to this dude. I looked him right in the eye. I said, "Stay out of this, Junior. You do not want this.
Stay the fuck out,
dude. Bro. You don't want, dude. Dude, I could snap you like a fucking twig, but you felt the bravery to talk to me in such a way only because the law allows me not to crush you for that."
Yeah, man. I feel your pain, man.
Unbelievable. And
I feel your pain.
Listen, the kid
I feel your fucking pain, man.
Dude, one left cross, I would have killed the kid. But and this kid knows it, dude. I am 6'1", 230 pounds, man.
Oh man, you're a big motherfucker.
Oh my god,
you're a big ass motherfucker,
unbelievable, dude. This is the kind of stuff that pisses me off. Shout out to Carlos Jean, $5 super chat. He asks, this is actually a good question. He wants to know best supplements or products for a man to maximize his daily potential.
Fucking T.
Yo, boom. Listen, I did a Donovan's Den called 5 legal-ish substances, performance-enhancing substances that men can that will improve your life as a man.
Most men find significant improvement with TRT.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Listen. Go to illimitableman.com. And his last, hold on, let me pull it up because I actually just had it up here. His last post talks about the benefits of testosterone replacement therapy. It's called The Benefits of Optimal Testosterone. It is an excellent essay. Listen, if you want to be more productive and kick life's ass, if there are only 2 substances that you want to take, number 1 is testosterone. Actually 3. 1, testosterone. Number 2, HGH. And number 3, modafinil. But only do modafinil twice a week. That will
you got to be careful with modafinil.
You really do.
That shit can put you on the edge. You can build tolerance.
Very quickly.
Here's something I think is important to say. You can build tolerance to modafinil, but you won't build tolerance to testosterone because your body naturally produces testosterone. It's an endogenous substance. So a man's body, his testicles make testosterone. Right. So if you induce a foreign substance, your body tries to mitigate its effect because it's not natural to the body. But if it's a normal, let's say human growth hormone, then naturally is created by the body. Testosterone naturally created by the body. There's no dilution of the strength per milligram with things that naturally occur in the body. But modafinil, that's just not natural to the body.
Dude,
so
over time, tolerance to that so fucking quickly, man. Oh my god, it's unbelievable.
And the funny thing is, in the studies, they say, there's no tolerance effect to modafinil. It's like if you've taken modafinil if you take modafinil for a few weeks straight, you will be tolerant.
Oh, dude, listen. When I'm actually going to put in an order for modafinil here really soon. I do it twice a year. I'll get 20 pills, and what I do is I take 100 milligrams. That's half the pill twice a week. I'll take it on Saturdays. Pill, yeah, I take it on Saturdays and maybe Wednesdays. I don't go over, dude. I don't go in because it makes you ultra productive, man. It is. Listen, it is unbelievable.
If if it works, like if you haven't built any immunity to it, it makes you super focused.
Yes.
Ridiculous.
Yes. Oh, dude, you can
But
write. You can write a 6,000-word essay in 6 hours. It's unbelievable.
Dude, I did not do modafinil for like 7 months. Took some and still doesn't get the original effect. Like I'm cursed when it comes to modafinil tolerance. I cannot take that shit for like years, and it still does nothing for me.
How about
but
that?
I remember,
wow.
But I remember when I first took it, it gives you extreme focus. It's ridiculous.
Yes,
like,
dude, you have tunnel fucking vision, man. Tunnel vision.
You do. And if you can leverage that and you don't build tolerance to it, you're golden. What I will say is that I do think it reduces creativity. But if you've already got the creativity,
if you got the idea, yes, if you got the idea in your head, man.
Yeah. If you already have the genius or the ideas, or you already see the patterns, and you just need to apply it.
The stratosphere, man. That's all you need to do.
Yeah, you're fucking good. Yeah, that's just gonna take you to the moon. But if you need to think something up new and you run it, it's going to betray you.
No, yeah, you'll hit writer's block, and then you'll be focused on the writer's block for 17 hours straight. Nobody, like I'm
on modafinil and I can't fall asleep, and I was trying to write an article, but I'm trying to think of something, and I just can't think. Like my mind's just blank, man.
Well, I am. It has been a pleasure, my friend. We've been doing this almost. We're getting ready to hit the hour 45, 2 hour mark. We definitely have to do this on a monthly basis. It really does, and we really should. We should try to do this at least once a month because, and listen, we're doing another show next week, which is going to be a great show. But thank you very much for coming on, man. I really do appreciate it. Always enjoy it.
You're very welcome, man. Always a pleasure to come on your show and humbly share my thoughts in a somewhat obnoxious manner. Somewhat. I'm not completely obnoxious. I have a degree of humility, but I know I'm an
asshole. Listen, man, we're assholes. We're cunts. That's what we do.
It.
Gentlemen, that is going to do it for this edition of TSR Live. You guys can follow me on Twitter at Donovan_Sharpe. You can follow Illimitable Man at Illimitable Man. You can also bookmark his Amazon link, his website, illimitablemen.com, where you can find that he has a consultation service. You can get him to consult with you. Go to illimitablemen.com today for details. Next week, I are going to be talking about the CNN interview that they did with the guy who ended up renouncing the red pill. That is going to be an excellent discussion. You guys will not want to miss it.
I look forward to our analysis of that. However, I just want to say ahead of time, that's weird. Like it's very weird. His like interpretation of the red pill as like a political force. I don't get it. Like, red pill isn't that political, to be honest.
Well, it isn't. It wasn't then, and we'll get into this next week because I talked about this. I talked about this a little bit with O'Shea a little bit earlier. But what ended up happening with this guy is that he fucked around and got on the wrong red pill sites who have a very white nationalist motif to it. And
you don't want that shit.
Right, exactly. And so in his mind, he said he said to himself, okay, well, if they're wrong about this racism thing, then they must be wrong about anything else.
You know what, man? Like, and this, I think this is really important. You can't subscribe to the views of another race.
Right. You can't do it, man.
You can't like if you're an Asian if you're an Asian dude and you're like, oh, white guys think this about us and that's why we suck. You're gonna betray your potential. And if you're a black guy and you're like, oh, white guys think this about us, and therefore, like, you know, we're not as powerful, we suck. Like, you're gonna betray yourself. And if you're a white guy and you think, well, Asian guys think this about us and therefore we suck, you're gonna betray your potential. Like, you can't as a man, you cannot navigate this life as a victim based upon the opinions of other men. You can't fucking do it. You're a man, you have life, there's struggles. You just gotta compete with it and do your best. That's all you can do.
Not only that, I am as a man, we have the cerebral brawn to be able to differentiate good information from bad information. There are a lot of there's a lot of good information out there that is laced with bad information. This is just how it is. You're a man. It's not supposed to be like, it's not supposed to taste good all the way through. Sometimes, listen, we as red pill aware men, we have disagreements here and there, but this is just how it is, man.
Being a man is hell. Because it's hard. It's hard. Being a man isn't meant to be easy. It's hard. And it's hell. But if you...
Hey, listen, man, we wouldn't have it any other way. This is
right,
why,
exactly.
This is what it is.
Exactly. If you can deal with hell, you respect yourself.
Right. And other people respect you.
And other fucking people respect you too, right? And that's the completely sorry, but I don't want to digress.
No. Listen. We're gonna get into all of this next week. All of my super chatters: Carlos Jean, $5. Let me scroll back up. Freelance Ronan, $2. O'Shea Duke Jackson, 25 British. I think it was 25 British pounds. All of you who super chatted, much
25 British pounds is like $40, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, dude, he's a gazillionaire. But definitely join us next week, same bat time, same bat channel, where we will be talking about red pill and race based on that CNN documentary.
I am Donovan. I got to be honest. I'm trying to make a commitment to avoid racial topics because because it doesn't profit me. But for you, I'll fuck my own reputation. I'm not gonna hold back discussing this with you, man.
All right, but, there we go. There you go. He's giving me the.
You know, as a fucking white guy, I'm putting my reputation on the line, just being honest about these things because it's assumed I'm some kind of cunt. You know, it's assumed because I'm a white guy. If I say things about race, I'm evil, and I'm a communist, and I'm a slave owner, and I'm this. Oh God! I'm this bad person because I'm saying things that aren't like completely super liberal.
Well,
that's
listen,
what it is.
No.
There's no money, dude. Seriously, there's no money in honesty. Speaking about race as a white guy, no money. Even white people will hate me for saying this to you.
You know, I'll tell you what. I think race is going to be an element to what we're talking about because it is a black guy who was interviewed for this. But I think the focal point of our conversation is why the alt-right has now been tied in with the red pill, and why the red pill crosses. Listen, we said it ourselves. The red pill crosses all races. Truth is the truth, man. So
red pill is the red pill, man.
Listen, people can say whatever they want. There are listen, as a black guy, I can say that black people have testosterone. This is how. Yes, right. This is how it is.
Woman, it doesn't matter. Honestly, it just doesn't. Yeah, I know black women are fucking cunts. Everyone knows black women are cunts. Asian dudes know black women are cunts. Black guys know black women are cunts. White guys know black women are cunts. Black women are just not generally likable people.
Nope.
Right. I take no pleasure in saying this. They're just not. They're cunts. Right. And I say this as someone who's met some likable black women, but unfortunately they are the minority.
They are the minority in more ways than one.
It is what it is. Women are women. The red pill is not racial.
The red pill is the truth.
The red pill is gender, male and female. They can give a shit what your race is. Right? Women are women, no matter their race. Yeah, maybe Asian women are a little more submissive. Maybe black women are a little more aggressive, but women are women.
I agree.
It's the same fucking psychology, isn't it? Man.
We're gonna have an awesome discussion next week, my friend. Be ready.
I'm already looking forward to it, man.
I'll talk to you next week, man.
All right, dude. You take care of yourself.
You too, brother.
It's good talking to you.